You ever been on a software team where everything just stops? Like a total standstill because of one tiny dependency issue? It's complete chaos, right? One team's using one version of a package, another team's using a different one, and poof, nothing works. Well, today, we're going to dive into the AWS tool that was built to solve that exact problem, CodeArtifact. Let's get into it. So at the heart of pretty much all modern software development, there's this really tricky challenge: managing all your code dependencies. These are the building blocks, the little software packages and libraries that your application totally relies on to work. But when different teams pull even slightly different versions, it can cause a massive headache. It seems like such a simple question, but the answer can get really complicated. Just imagine you've got a couple of development teams and they're all working on the same app. They all need the same basic tools, but when they start pulling those tools from different places, you get a total breakdown. Some teams can keep going, but others get completely blocked, and that just stops progress for everyone. And this, right here, illustrates the problem perfectly. Team A needs a very specific, tested version of the Express framework. Meanwhile, Team B, maybe they're trying to be ahead of the curve, grabs the latest and greatest version they found online. And what's the result? Total incompatibility. The build fails, time is wasted, and everyone gets frustrated. This is exactly why having a single source of truth is so important. Okay, so how do you stop all that chaos? Well, the solution is to have a centralized artifact repository. And in the AWS world, that solution is called CodeArtifact. It's designed from the ground up to be that one single, reliable place for all of your software packages. Let's break that down a little. At its core, you can think of CodeArtifact as a secure vault. It's a service where you can store all the packages your teams need, you can publish your own software to it, and then you can share everything easily and securely across your entire organization. No more guessing, no more, well, it works on my machine. And one of the best parts is just how flexible it is. CodeArtifact isn't stuck in just one ecosystem. It supports some of the most common package managers out there. We're talking NPM for the whole JavaScript world, Maven for your Java projects, and of course, Python packages. This multi-language support is a total game changer because it can be that central hub for all these different development teams using different tech, all inside the same company. And here is a really crucial point. CodeArtifact actually serves a dual purpose. It's not just for pulling in public open source packages from the internet. You can also use it to host the private in-house software that your own teams are building. That means it becomes the single, secure hub for both third-party stuff and your own secret sauce, your proprietary code. So with that in mind, how does this actually change things for a developer on a day-to-day basis? Let's take a look at how CodeArtifact really transforms the workflow, moving a team from that chaos we talked about to, well, consistency. This is the new reality. The whole process just becomes simple. A developer needs a package. Instead of hunting around on the internet, they just pull it directly from CodeArtifact. The repository then serves up the exact approved version that everybody else is using. The result? A smooth, successful build process every single time. And that is absolutely critical for automated systems like your CI/CD pipeline. So why is this consistency so darn important? Well, think of it like a professional kitchen. A chef has an ingredient shelf, right? It's filled with pre-approved, high-quality ingredients. They don't just send a cook out to some random market to grab whatever they can find. An approved repository like CodeArtifact gives you that exact same level of quality control and efficiency for your software. I mean, this comparison really says it all. Without a central repository, you're just dealing with risk, wasted time, and broken builds. It's a mess. But with CodeArtifact, you have one place for all your approved packages. You use versions that have been tested and are actually supported by your teams, and that just leads to faster, much more reliable development. So we've been throwing around the term CodeArtifact and artifact repository, but let's be honest, the word artifact itself can be a little vague. It's actually a pretty broad term that covers a lot more than just your raw source code. Yeah, in this context, an artifact can be pretty much anything produced during the software development lifecycle. This includes things like your essential documentation, the final compiled app that's ready to go to users, deployable packages for your servers, and of course, all the libraries your code depends on. All right, let's boil all of this down to the key takeaways. If you're studying for a certification exam or you just want the most important points to stick in your brain, this part's for you. Okay, so let's do a quick review. First, remember, CodeArtifact is a secure artifact repository. Plain and simple. It lets you store, publish, and share packages.
And this includes both the third-party stuff and your own in-house artifacts. Most importantly, it makes sure all of your developers are using the correct, approved versions, which gives your IT leadership the power to control exactly which packages are allowed in your projects.
You see, by solving this one dependency problem, you create a much more stable foundation for your entire software pipeline. And that naturally leads to the next question, right? With this one big piece of the puzzle solved, where else in your development lifecycle could you introduce the same level of consistency and control? Something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.